Hey guys, it's Lori, your Cheeky Crafter. I have a new kit this month. I'm using Echo Park's. It's called Club EP, and I think they do it bi-monthly, meaning every other month. So for January 2022, this collection is called Gather at Home. And I got to tell you, these papers are just beautiful. I love this color palette. It's soft, it's warm, it's very homey feeling. Now, what I found as I started working through the papers is that there's a whole lot of, home-inspired, family themed here, so it didn't really lend itself to too many cards. So what I did is I just made some thank yous, some hello type cards. But it's got so many wonderful things. You can see it's got a stamp set, some chipboards, frames, tags, and brads. So there's a lot of stuff in this kit. You get the 12 sheets of double-sided paper, 12 by 12 sheets. Then you get the sticker sheet, of course, and then you also get a full 6 by 6 paper pad, so 24 double-sided sheets there, which match the larger papers. And of course, all of the things go together very well. So the first project I made was the February 2022 Show Us Your Sheet Load. And I didn't record it, but here are those cards. So for my first project, I decided I would go ahead and make a 12 by 12 scrapbook sheet. For those of you who don't know, I recently relocated from Georgia to South Carolina, and I bought a house in the process. And although I don't have the pictures developed yet, I've gone ahead and created a layout that I'm going to add the pictures of my new house to. So I started with the sheet of paper and cut a 3-inch strip to put in the middle. And then I'm using some Love from Lizzie peel-off stickers to give it an edge here on this top. Now, these sticker sheets aren't quite 12 inches long, so you can see where I've pieced two together, but I've got a little space there in the middle. It's going to get covered up, so I'm not that worried about it. Then I also took one of the cut-aparts, that's the 6 by 4, and I'm using that on the bottom right corner there. And then I've got some other pattern paper that I've cut, and I'm going to use it. I've got a piece up here on the left that'll be a mat for the pictures once they're developed, or printed rather. And then I've also got a strip here that I cut off of one of the other pattern papers. One of the sheets of pattern papers has those cut aparts. One of them have strips that go along that you can use as borders on here, and it just says, "Home is where your story begins." Then I used some alphabet letters that I have. Now, this is an unbranded alphabet set, so I can't tell you where I got it. I've had it forever. But I used it to cut the letters home out of one of the other pattern papers. So I've got several pattern papers going on here, but they all coordinate so beautifully. I was just super excited. So then I've got these other papers that I'm going to use for mounting pictures as well. Again, don't have the pictures yet. As soon as I get them, I will put them on. And so here I'm just trying to straighten that up, and I'm going to go ahead and glue the letters down. And again, I don't know the name of the company that makes this die cut, but these letters are about 2 inches tall, and it's just the alphabet. It doesn't even have the numbers. It's just the alphabet. And again, I've had it for a while, so I'm sorry I don't know where it's from. It's listed as unbranded, and I can't find the brand name on there. Sometimes, die companies will etch their names on the dies, but this one I couldn't find a name. So now that I've got this done, I'm going to do a little embellishing, and I'm going to use the sticker sheet. You can see where I'm trying to decide between using some chipboard pieces or the sticker sheet, and ultimately I decide on the sticker sheet because I didn't want the thickness in my album. So again, I decided to go ahead and just use the sticker sheets to do the embellishments here. And I thought about trying to add some other embellishments or maybe pop these up, but again, I didn't want that dimension. So I'm just looking to see which way do I like the flowers the best on here. And then I thought about adding some of those brads, but I've added brads to scrapbook sheets before, and it's great for a little while, but it just doesn't do well in the album itself. So while I was looking at all the sticker sheets and the ephemera, I saw these two tags. So I cut some black paper that looks like wood and backed them with that. I cut those tags, the black tags, out with a Stamps of Life stitched tag die. And then I, you saw me adhere the ephemera tags on there. Then I'm just adding that little chipboard welcome. And then I've got another sticker here that's like a little flag banner. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to put it up against it or towards the bottom? I decide to put it against it. Then I've got another little picture with a vase that's got some flowers, and I'm going to add that. Then I will get some black and white string so that I can make the tags, or turn them into tags rather. And this first one I strung through and just did a normal kind of tag tie and then cut it off. And I thought, ooh, that's a little short, but I'm just going to go with it. So the next one I decided I wouldn't cut off, and then I thought, well, let me just tie a bow and see if I like it. So it's in a bow for now. I don't know that I'll keep it that way, but we'll see whenever I go to use it how I'm actually going to keep it. But there are the tags. I thought about adding some brads, but none of them looked quite right. So I ultimately decided not to use the brads. So I've made a scrapbook layout and a couple of tags. So I thought, let me make some cards, of course. So I've got just 2 cards that I've gone ahead and cut out here. I had to refill my tape gun right quick. And these are just using some of the cut aparts from the paper that says, bless this house. And I'm just going to mount another color behind it, sort of at an offset. And then I'll get the bless this house on there. And then I'm going to use 2 chipboard tags in the upper left corner. So these cards aren't exactly the same since the chipboard tags are a little bit different. But I really love this color palette. These colors are just so soft and so warm feeling, very cozy. It's really just beautiful. So again, I'm gonna, these are chipboard tags, so I'm gonna glue them down. And once I get them adhered, you will see that I'm gonna grab those brads again that came with the pack. Now these brads are really cool. They are, they match the papers, some of the designs in the brads. Now the ones I choose for these cards are just solid colors, but you can see the row above and below those solid colors are actually matching the pattern paper. So I went ahead and chose 3 different ones here. It's just that pink color, pearl, and then the green, or it's a pinkish coral. But so I get those added here, and then these are the 2 cards that I've made here. So for my second card design, I was really excited to use this paper. I think this paper is just beautiful with the flowers that are sort of this bluish and then this pinkish peach color. Then I'm using a Honeybee Honeycuts Hello. It's called the Hello Buzzword. So it's actually 3 layers. You get the word itself, then a shadow die, and then another shadow die that's got a stitched outline or a dotted outline. So I cut the hello from pattern paper, then some white cardstock, and then that coral pink is part of the pattern paper as well. So you can see I've got the 3 different layers there, and I really do love this die from Honeybee Stamps because you can use it so many different ways. You can use just the word with the shadow, or you can use the word with just the dotted shadow, anything you want. Then I'm going to get some paper to mount these on from a pad from scrapbook.com, and you can see how this is going to look. So I'm just going to start getting everything glued down here. I was checking to see if I had another paper color that I liked better, but I didn't. So ultimately I'm going to stick with the color that I had already selected there. I was hoping for maybe something a little bit darker to match that coral paper that's backing the hello, but I didn't have anything in my stash, and I didn't want to use any more pattern paper for the background since not much of it showed. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with that. I've got to cut my cards down just a hair. They were a little bit too wide. So that the solid color background mat is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, same as the card. And then the scalloped flower paper that I cut, I used a Queen & Company die on that. It's from the Queen & Company foundation set. I think that's set number 4. It's either 3 or 4. But there you go. And then I'm going to adhere that hello in the lower right-hand corner of the card. And then again, once I get these down, I thought, well, let me see about the brads. But I just couldn't find anything that was working, so I used some stickers from the sticker sheet. And I've gone ahead and put them on in the video here, but afterwards they don't show up great. So I'm just not sure that I'm going to stick with that. I was trying to use these banners first, and those didn't look good at all. The background paper is just too busy. So I pulled them back off and said, all right, let me try the brads. And I didn't love that look, so I just decided to go with some dots from the sticker sheet. But again, like I said, you'll see they don't show up great. So they're on the card for now, but I don't know that I'm going to leave them. But they're there for now. And these are my 2 cards with hello. So this is card design number 2. That's assuming we don't count the show us your sheet load that I did initially. So for card design number 3, I'm going to use the stamp that came with the kit. I'm using that Hello Friends, and I cut a scallop circle from Queen & Company. Then I'm using the Night of Navy color from Stamping Up, because I believe that matches the paper the best. And this is just, this solid color cardstock is just cardstock I had in my stash. And so I'm just going to glue these 2 sentiments down, the white cardstock onto the blue cardstock. Then I'm going to take this 3-inch strip of paper that I cut and put it on the back, or excuse me, put it on the front in the middle of that darker blue. Then I will take the banner that I've cut there and place it in the middle of the card. And this will be behind that circle that says Hello Friend. And this is, as soon as I placed that Hello Friends on top of this, I said, oh yeah, this is my favorite card. I just love the way this looks between the blue and the Hello Friend, the simplicity of the sentiment and the design and the colors in the design. It's just beautiful. And then I do have the border, the white border of the card showing. And so it really just, to me, the blue just really pops against that. And I just love the way this card turned out. So it's definitely my favorite in this bunch. And again, this is card design number 3, and I didn't add any other embellishments to it. So for card design 4, I've gone ahead and you'll see in that background paper, I've cut out the shadow for thanks and a small flower. Then I cut a banner. And again, I'm using Queen & Company dies on these cards. And then you'll see there on the left, I've got waffle flower. It's a sentiment stamp set, heartfelt sentiments and matching dies. And so for this one, I'm doing Thinking of You. So I selected 2 pattern papers. Then I cut and stamped the Thinking of You. And their waffle flower does a great job where they have the die cuts that perfectly match the sentiment. So it's almost like you fussy cut it because it's just right up on it, and it makes it so easy. So I get these added on there, and then I cut out some flowers that I'm going to put on there. And then I realized I needed a couple more flowers because it just wasn't popping enough for me. So I went ahead and mounted these to the card front, and then I'm going to go cut another flower right quick so that I'll have 3 total flowers. And then I'm also going to be pulling in some epoxy dots from an old Stamps of Life kit because the brads just didn't seem to work right with the card. I love these brads because they're the same as the pattern paper, but the papers are somewhat busy, so the brads, I feel like they don't show up. I feel like you need a solid color on there to really make it pop. So these 3 flowers, again, are die cuts from Queen & Company's foundation set. I believe this is set number 3 that gives these 3 little flowers. And I just cut them from, 2 from solid paper and then 1 from a pattern paper. And once I get them adhered, I'm going to use the Stamps of Life epoxy dots that I have to put 1 in each center of the flowers. And I just feel like that kind of brings it all together and really makes the flowers stand out a little bit more. And so that's what I did for these 2 cards. For my final card design, I've got 2 more pattern papers here, and I've just cut them so that they'll fit onto the 5 1/4 by 4 inch blue sheet of paper that I cut there. And once I get it both side by side, I think one is cut to 3 1/4 and the other is cut to, or maybe it's 3 1/4 and 2, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, that'd make 5 1/4. Then I'm going to take a Love from Lizzie peel off here. And this is just their pinstripe peel off, and this is a sparkly silver. I love the way it catches the light. And I've just cut that one right in half, and it fits both cards perfectly. So they're just right at about 8 1/4 inches long or so. So then I'm going to go ahead and mount those to the card front. And this is going to be a very simple card. What I'm going to do is take a 3x4. Excuse me, no, that's not right. These are 2 stamps. So this is just white cardstock. And again, I stamped using those flowers are stamped from the set that comes with the kit. And that hello is from the waffle flower set that I showed earlier. So I'm going to mount those onto a scallop rectangle that I cut using a Queen & Company die. Get that added onto the card. And then some more stickers from Love from Lizzie. These are just the circles. and they are that silver, shiny silver that kind of matches that pinstripe. And so I'm just going to get that added on there. And this is card design number 5, and it is my final design from this set. Here's a recap of the 10 cards, 2 tags, and the scrapbook layout I made using the January 2022 kit from Echo Park called Gather at Home. Don't forget, I also have those 6 cards I made using the Show Us Your Sheet Load for February 2022.